for NiP.
Well, let's see what NiP is going to be able to do with a hand that may be slightly less favorable than the hand that NiP, Five Men's brought to the fray today. As we'll see ourselves getting into the action. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game one, ready to go. So, as you say, the Timber, this hero, definitely potential this game to become that unkillable beast. Looking at the lane setups that we're going to get coming out, is there any other sort of areas of the map where you can see NiP having a good enough start to get some sort of counter snowballing going and make sure that the 5 men don't get out of control?
Geez, not too much, to be totally honest with you. I think maybe if they can get some type of weird plays coming down bottom, like with this Magnus and Tiny, just some toss-back skewer plays, perhaps they can catch something up guard. But no, I think actually all their lanes are... I feel like 5 Man just has themselves set up for very solid lanes. Lifestealer still can farm up top is the one thing, because he has this Warlock behind him, but they're never going to shut down a Timber. So at least he'll be able to get something up top there, but I don't think he'll ever really be able to slow these two down. Which, because you have a Timber up there, and now you have this Spirit Breaker, Timber's going to get left alone at one point, Misery's going to get the map opened, and then a Spirit Breaker Lina making early moves can definitely put pressure, especially on the Void Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, the mid lane, Misery coming crashing in as the Space Cat, and the bottom lane as well, right? If he joins forces with the Gyro IO, there's going to be kill potential down there as well. So a lot of options for Misery across the map when it sort of hits that. I mean, just very early on. I mean, he hits level 2 and he's already going to be keeping his eyes open for opportunities.
Absolutely. And I see this build by Pile I Die. I've seen this a couple times now on the IOs. They just start Bracer and they, you get your Tango and you share it. Bracer gives you so much value on a hero like IO. You're not only just like tanky, but you're a strength hero, so you get double bonus. You get this little bit of damage, and you get like regen for your tether target. I love it. And he's just like this tiny now. It's a little weirder to go on a 640 HP hero a lot of the times, because Bracer's always going to make it not as valuable.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I feel like I've heard people say, I mean, obviously it's not been on a support IO, but for a lot of other heroes like Bracer, the value's not quite there. But you feel like it still absolutely works in these sort of situations where you're playing against high early burst.
Absolutely. And I think like with the lane too, this is what I've seen like a lot of teams do is you start overcharge, right? Like tether level 1's kind of pointless, and you benefit so much from the damage. So it's nice. You actually can do some zoning and stuff as an IO, which is not really the usual.
We'll see how the matchups are going on elsewhere. In the mid lane, Chessie and Supreme. 5 for 1, 2 for 2. We'll see how Supreme's going to do his best to try and play around the Light Strike arrays, but Chessie on the Lina, one of his finest heroes in the mid lane. One of the classics, of course, from back from his Hon days. Chessie's going to be able to do very well with this stun against a melee core in the mid lane early on.
Yeah, tough matchup for Supreme. He's going to just have to try to play around those dodges. Chessie also going to get the D ward too, so a little bit more experience on his way, a little bit more gold too. Yeah, he'll be off to a fantastic start. Top, we see all the Fatal Bonds actually doing a decent amount of work to Zibe, but like we said, this lane, it's going to get to a point where Timber is just as fine. I think that's like, Top's a boring lane.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what Zibe, I mean, already, it's not like they're going to kill him. Where does sort of the Warlock come into play? Where can Misha find his levels? Because is his job just to sort of sit top and heal up the Lifestealer when required in the laning stage? Like, what can the Warlock do early on? Just pull.
Yep, that's all you got to do. Get your levels. Maximize, make sure Lifestealer's getting all that solo XP, make sure you're getting a good chunk of XP too for yourself. Because the thing is, like, Spirit Breaker versus Warlock, Spirit Breaker can't do too much. Like, Warlock's just going to hit you. You can never go aggressive. So Misery's just kind of just leeching experience and stuff like that.
Looking at how we're seeing the CS fair for Ace down bottom. No trouble at all, 11 and 5. Having a good handle of the lane. It will now start coming into the tower, so Saberlight should be able to pick himself up some CS in a safer position. And that is if
not
he
so
can
much
get them.
though.
I mean, yeah, these range creeps getting messed with by the tower hit. So actually, yeah, this pressure of the tower, he might not be dying, but he's certainly not farming. Just 6 CS so far on this offlane Magnus. Not the greatest of starts for Saberlight.
Yeah, not too big of a fan of offlane Magnus personally. Really, I've seen like mostly played in like the 5 position, right? I feel like a lot of the times he just gets so shut down. He doesn't really contribute much to lane, and then you literally just give a free farm to their carry when you have this Magnus in their offlane for the majority. Especially if you don't have a ranged hero with it, right? Like if you have somebody to empower, like a Lina, a Wind Ranger, you can actually play a little more aggressive. But with a Tiny, there's no way you're going to get aggro down here. Unless you get a toss.
Not at all. Yeah, and it definitely feels like you can sort of see a future this game where Saberlight does purely become sort of this Magnus that's sitting in the bottom half of net worth, and he's just offering up in powers to the Lifesteal and the Void Spirit, and not a lot you can do on his own. But we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what sort of way Saberlight can pick his game up, but definitely a tough start for him at the moment on that offlane as the Magnus.
Look at mid, Era, he's walking to try to make a movement, but it's under a ward. Charge already coming through for Misery. They're checking the runes.
Let's see where it's going to end up. It's going to be top. Supreme. He's going to be able to get himself that arcane rune bottled up. Very nice one. If he's able to get the 6 in time before he's having to pop that rune, definitely solid potential for him to make moves on the side lanes. Bottom lane, Saberlight getting harassed pretty low here by the Rocket Barrage. Missile's going to be heading inbound. It's going to mean that Saberlight's going to have to take the long walk back to base, so more time where Saberlight's just not going to have the opportunity to get much at all out of this bottom lane.
Supreme.
Top.
Trying to get aggro on mid. Not Jesse.
See, Jesse turning. He's able to get the stun. The first blood will end up going up on that top lane as both Zibe and Misery were able to focus down on Misha as Misery charged up to join forces with him. And that mid lane as well, some big aggression. It's going to force Chessie to move back to base, take the long walk back down the lane. So not a kill, but still Supreme opening himself up a bit of free time and space to get his level 6. She's just about a creep away from now as the Void Spirit. Bottom! They're both up there.
The double.
I mean, the double click, it's happened. Pie's out. He's able to get away with the TP. Ace still holding on to his. He's going to go for it now. But Era's stuck. They've got the fishing. They've got the toss. That's the TP cancelled. He's stuck there. He's stuck there.
He's actually stuck there.
What's he going? There's nothing they can do. What can they do? They can't do anything.
Okay, well, that's how you fix your lane. That's how you fix the Magnus offlane. That's why you put it offlane.
He's stuck there for a whole minute, and there's nothing
Bring
he
creeps
can
to
do.
him. Oh, look at Pie. Pie's bringing in creeps. That's what you can do. Drag the creeps to the cliff.
Oh, no, Ace. I mean, you're right. This is exactly what they needed. This was a tough start for NiP, but then they went and cliffed the carry and cancelled his TP when he tried to leave the cliff.
Yep.
Oh.
Mid, Supreme, getting aggressive. Chessie, Misery's there, though.
Chessie trying to turn around and see if he can follow up Misery's charge onto Supreme. He's going to have the Light Striker Ray. Can he get himself in range? He doesn't even need to. Just pops out the Laguna. No Dissimilate or Astral Step available, so at the time, there's no further way for the Supreme to get away. But yeah, down bottom, I mean, they're going to be keeping track of this, right? You're going to wait until Ace has the TP ready again, and then what do? Do you kill him, or do you just try? You're just going to try and cancel his TP for a second time, right?
Just guard him. They have to like bodyguard him or something to be able to bring him. Or maybe, you know what? Get Pi level 6 and he just relocates him off there.
I mean, that's what they...
Oh, no, he pulled him down! Saberlight, he shockwaved him down!
What? Why did he do that?
He was trying to move the IO up there with like a shockwave push, but he just messed up.
He just...
all that hard work.
They could have left him there! They could have cancelled his TP a second time, but Saberlight says, no, I'll let you down with a shockwave. Oh, no.
Mercy
they had him on the cliff, Fogged. They had him on the cliff. They could have left him on the cliff. They could have kept him on the cliff. But Saberlight says, I'll help you out. What's he doing?
Miscalculation of cast range of that shockwave, I believe.
Oh,
Ace. Getting dope, though. They're high level bottom now because of it. Like,
they're going to try and get a kill it. Getting in underneath the tower. That's Pi. He's got tether again at 7. He's going to be able to jump across the side. Saberlight, nice. Get the skewer. So we'll break the tether and we'll kill off Pylido, giving the pressure on the bottom lane. But yeah,
very nice
pressure on Saberlight to make sure he comes up with some big stuff. Otherwise, the team might be a little annoyed with him. He's
the one who put them up on that cliff in the first place.
I mean, that's true. It was his play to reverse, and he did. Well, there we go. They get the bottom tower here.
Yeah, that changed a decent amount, right? Now, because he's almost level 6. He was, like, really shut down on this Magnus. Gyro has gotten no CS in the last 3 minutes almost. He's been sitting at 24, 26 for the entirety of that time. So, yeah, pretty huge.
Let's see if they can for Chessie here. Chessie's got the back of a Pi. He's going to turn over towards Era. Laguna blades out, and Era falls to the ground. Over towards Supreme, and Misha they go. Chessie lands another stun. He's going to be able to continue to chase down Misha with this arcane rune going. He's going to have spells to go. A second stun comes out. Misha goes down. Double kill for Chessie. Over in the river, though, Supreme's able to get the cleanup on the back lines. The 2 supports taken out by Supreme. Chessie trying to chase, but cannot quite get on top of Supreme as Supreme heads back underneath the tower. So both mids able to pop off a little bit there with a double kill for each of them.
Chessie kind of bailed on his two supports, though. I feel like if he's stuck with the two of them there, maybe Supreme doesn't get a kill. Right? He just gave Supreme 2 kills there because he goes for a Warlock kill. I mean, that
is true, because Supreme was out of mana as well. He had to use his full combo to kill the supports. Chessie would almost certainly been in a position to continue to just lay down the Light Strike arrays with that Arcane Rune and kill off kill off Supreme. So yeah, missed opportunity there for sure.
It's a level 3 Warlock too, right? So it's just like, you're not getting a whole lot out of that kill. Sure, it's still kill, which is great, but I feel like you could have helped out his supports there. That's like, if in a situation for me, like, I'd be like, my core, no, like, don't leave me, you know. But yeah, he left them. Zippe able to take the top tower during that whole entire time, though?
Top lane's been a bit quiet, really. You know, and that's sort of the kind of world that Timber likes to live in. You know, Zippe, he's been having all the CS. Very good, solid farm for him right now. Yeah, he's done his job top. Now shift over towards the mid. Charlie's trying to get some space in the jungle. He's closing in. I say closing in. He's still about 900 gold away from that armlet.
Yeah.
Not a bad timing. Well, once he has the armlet done, who are you looking to sort of get aggro on? Is he going to be jumping in Supreme, looking to combo up with the Void Spirit to get some of these kills?
I think he can, if he wants to, he can. I think they just have to rely really around that Warlock Golem to really try to take fights, because it's still going to be hard to fight into this Timbersaw and this Lina. It's still very strong draft from 5-man, even though they got a little stunted because of being cliffed a little. You still see they're at a 2k advantage off the laning phase, and they have a very strong, very strong team fight when they do group up together on the Sharo. Levels also on the side of NiP are a bit lacking. Level 4 on both of these supports. I think the Courier is bringing the tome, but okay, interesting. And Supreme's actually going to go for a Rush Vessel this game, since he's versus both Timber and Io. Makes sense. They do need one. They would like one on their team, so big cold gold committal.
Someone's got to get it, and I guess nobody else is going to be able to get anywhere near that sort of farm at a good time. And as it comes to dispels, of course, 5-men, they don't have anything. They are going to have to itemize against that. On the heroes, but obviously down the line, Zippe likely to pick up a Lotus, but that's a long time away. So if we do get that good Vessel timing from Supreme this game, definitely a lot of aggro plays they can try for. They're going to look to try and get in onto Chessie on the mid lane. He's got the ult to dodge the initial go, and they'll still burst him down, the 4 of them moving in on the Lina mid. Zippe unable to push NiP away. He's going to try and chase down Supreme, but Supreme still with a charge of the step available. He's out of there. Are able to get these kills on the Lina. Both of these mid laners, the Lina and the Void Spirit, very much heroes that can fall behind. So big moves here from NiP to just try and shut down Chessie and make sure that he's not getting the space to move around and make plays with the Laguna.
Yeah, they capitalized the moment he went onto the high ground there, actually. Zippe was kind of jungling to walk over to meet him, and Chessie took like one step too far forward.
Yeah.
If he waits maybe 5 seconds to go up on the high ground there, Zippe is probably going to be the one that tanks all the spells, and they end up doing fine there. So nice heads-up move by NiP. But now Zippe, yeah, he turns up. Tower's dead.
They're going to charge in onto Saberlight here. Saberlight going to turn, drag Ace back. The cooldown's out, 3 of them. Charlie jumps out to look towards Zippe, but Zippe's chained across. Saberlight's falling low. He's going to go down. The Shadow Word will not save Saberlight, but Chessie, he commits deep for that. Will die for it. Meanwhile, behind the tower, Zippe was able to stay on top of Misha, burst down the Warlock. Fight not over quite yet as NiP. They're trying to chase for Pi. Pi's going to be out in a second with the relocate. Is he out in time? He's not. Charlie able to get the last swipe in to take out the IO and pick up the double.
He was dead on the relocate anyway. Arrow was standing on top of it. I think he tried to save Chessie because Chessie committed so hard for the kill. Ends up getting both of them taken out there. Ace does survive though, the big one. Zippe now, kind of far forward, but like we said, he's pretty unkillable still.
They can't kill him, yeah.
And yeah, and NiP, it's like a pretty decent fight because they didn't have their ults or anything. They didn't have to really commit too much. And yeah, Warlock Golem, he's what, 5 experience away from having it. So yeah, now their turn. Smoke up, look for an aggressive play. Try to smoke to the gyro, usually, is what you want to do.
That's the one you want. Yeah, Ace is trying to go for this build that's going to help him farm, help him scale against a lifesteal with Empower. He's getting this Ag straight away.
Yeah, they don't have vision in the enemy jungle at the moment, and that smoke, I didn't see if it was caught by the ward that 5-men had. It was very close on the side of it there, so they might be aware this is happening. Yeah, they're drawing some lines in there.
Yeah, you're right. Misery's he's scribbled it entirely on the map. He knows that they're sitting here behind this tower.
Misha hits level 6, guard down. He's spotting them now.
Yeah, his combo with the Bonds and the Veil will do a lot. Yeah, that's as we expect. 5 men. They just continue to play it safe.
They see them now,
if they can set something up themselves. Yep.
Charges coming
they're
through.
underneath the vision. Supreme and Misha, they're going to need some help. Era's on his way over, but they're going to be outnumbered by looks of it by the side of 5 men. As Ace and Pi, they're on top of Misha. Misha won't get the chance to drop the Golem. They burst the Warlock. The best thing that NiP could do right now is to just get everybody else out of here, and they'll be able to do that. So unsuccessful with the smoke movement, but able to make sure they don't lose anything more than just the Warlock for now. Supreme is to be charged, but the charge will be cancelled as he heads up to the high ground, and Misery doesn't want to try and push his luck into the jungle of NiP.
Great disengage. Losing Warlock, don't use ult. Give time for Lifestealer and Magnus to farm their needed items, in particular that Mag Blink, so he can feel more comfortable. Because right now their initiation is really lackluster on the side of NiP, so they really need at least one of those two, the Magnus or the Tiny, to have it. Never want to just lead with a Golem, unless it's like this godly positioning. You want someone else to start the chaos. We're getting close to those two, so we'll see if 5 men does look to make a little bit of aggressive moves still in the meantime, and they are.
Let's see. Top. Over Saberlight. They've isolated the Magnus, and there is nobody else here to help him. Entirely surrounded by 5 men. Saberlight going down at a painful moment in the bank as well, was closing in on the Blink Dagger. Death then back another couple of hundred.
Right next to Roche, though. They're
going to try for it.
Okay.
I mean,
they
with
don't kill it
Zippe,
very fast.
They tank it, though, right? It's pretty safe.
Yeah, they do.
And there's no Magnus, there's no RP.
It looks pretty good. All of NiP is on the right side of the map. They're not aware of this. Now they're getting the scan off, but
they're not going, though. They're not going. They don't want to try and push him away. They're not even starting to head over towards it. They're just going to let 5 men take this one. So not only a kill on the Mag, an Aegis as well for Chessie. Certainly necessary. We've seen how aggressive Chessie's like to play this game so far. And now he's going to have the Aegis to back him up when he does go for these plays where he's committing into towers to finish off the kills.
No, that's crazy. I can't believe they actually get it off like that. With these aggressive wards, they see Charlie, they see no rotations. Like they saw the opportunity. Even though there's still like the Warlock they have to worry about, they didn't care. Very confident.
Obviously as well, Supreme, I believe he has got with the full vessel done, so we'll now have that extra bit of damage output and healing control against these heroes.
Ooh, Chessie's a speedy boy. Boots of Travel, Yules, and Faded Brooch. 440 without any Fiery Soul stacks.
Nice, the dream. You're going to be chasing for days. Suddenly these heroes with the mobility, these skewers, these astral steps, it's not necessarily going to guarantee you safety. With this sort of movement speed, Chessie can stay on top of you. NiP, they're all back up. They want to go for a smoke. Despite 5 men having the Aegis, NiP still feeling that they've got a solid fight, and with all their ultimates good to go, they're going to look to Pi. Pi should be found here. As he will go down. Ace is going to try and go forward. They've got the charge incoming as well onto Supreme. The Golem is going to be dropped in an attempt to disengage, but they're able to step quickly past the Golem. Zippe keeping Era trapped inside the pit, takes down a second. Light Strike away from Chessie, catches onto Misha, leave Misha to be finished off by Miseries, tries to hunt for Saberlight. Saberlight's already out of there into the shadows. He'll get away, but NiP, they still lose 3 there. And also with the committal of the Chaotic Offering as well. That's gone.
Yeah. Huh. That was... I'm wondering why they were trying to smoke into that area. Like, maybe trying to get a ward down or something, but it looked like they were just looking to just commit for a fight. But that is this is like the scariest place in the game to try to make those smokes. Walking up into high ground blind. It's surprising that they go for that there when they know, like, look at how mobile 5 men's draft is. You have Alina with bots and you have a Spirit Breaker. They're always going to be there to outnumber you if you don't bring the numbers. And they only brought 3 there. That was a very curious move there. Maybe just trying to catch them off guard, but...
With the ult gone, you look at NiP's lineup, can they really afford to try and take a 5-man when they don't have that Warlock ult? How important is that for them in this sort of game right now?
It's like everything because they don't have their other. Okay, they do have the blink on the mag, but they don't have blink on Tiny or anything like that too. It's really important to have that. They at least still have the Fiddle Bonds and the Veil, and they still have like the RP from the Magnus, so they do have some damage if they do land it, but it's just tough to land these spells. These heroes are not playing on top of each other. Lina so mobile, Io Gyro always away from the team. They're just not giving them the opportunities.
Radiant's middle tower.
NiP, I'm going to start pushing in again onto the tier 1 mid. Zibe's over the TP though. 5 men more than happy to defend this. There's Yule setup into the stun onto Supreme, and they got enough burst with the Laguna Blade. It's close, it's not enough. Supreme jumping out to the side. A missile will be heading his way, but he's already being healed up
They're on
by the
Charlie.
rest of the team. Saberlight trying to jump in, looking for an RP opportunity, but the cooldown's down. They lost Charlie on the front lines. They've lost Saberlight as well. He cannot get off a single spell. There's also Error just run down by 5 men. It's just another awkward fight. I mean, NiP, that they showed their hand. They started a poke at the tower, and 5 men, they're more than happy to turn up. They know that there's still this window where there's no chaotic offering. 5 men know that they've got the lead right now across the board in terms of the farm that their cores have got. And they're going to happily take a fight any time that NiP try and go straight at them in a 5 versus 5 situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the positioning is just perfect for 5 men. Like, this is actually just kind of, I feel like it's kind of given to them. Like you said, there's no chaotic offering. It's a tough place for NiP to just force the issue. And there is ways that Charlie gets kited. He's a lifestealer, but he's into Spirit Breaker.
See down bottom, Supreme, he's in the trees. Have they got the stun? They haven't. Chessie tries to find him with a light strike, but not quite there in time, and didn't quite have the placement. Supreme able to live another day.
Yeah, but this is looking really rough. Like, he's got a Vessel. It's a very underfarmed. It kind of feels like it's just going to be Lifestealer versus the world now, which I feel like we kind of felt was going to come when you put this Magnus as an offlaner here in this game. See what he can do though. He does have a fresh AC.
I mean, Zibe may die for this. He may even live. He's going to be able to timber chain out. They're in with the burst. The Vessel bringing him down low, but no, he's got Pylight Eye by his side. Zibe's still alive. Finally falls. They dropped the Golem to get the kill. I don't think the Golem was even needed. I think Charlie actually killed him before the Golem came in. But it was committed. And he did his job. You saw him playing around that outpost there. Zibe coming in with the Yules. He stopped NiP from getting that outpost back in time. So 20 minutes in, no bonus XP for NiP.
God, he almost lives too. If he got that chain off, I think he just lives if he doesn't miss it. Jesse gets the stun on Supreme.
Whoop. Gonna be the counterplay from Mara and Charlie. They're gonna look to commit straight away onto Gyro. Trying to burst Ace down. Ace able to get the cooldown out. Pylight Eye comes over with the tether. Ace kept alive. Now he's in for the turnaround. Saberlight, he's in. It's a big RP. Gets the 3 of them. Great RP from Saberlight. Ace will make it away. But this time round, NiP able to find the position to punish 5 men. As Error, they make the read, they go straight in onto that Gyro, force a response, and Saberlight, he's able to just walk in and slam them down with the ult.
Yeah, and he gets the ult off right as Lina's Aegis gets reclaimed, I'm pretty sure. I think I heard it tick as he got RP'd, so they get the kill as that one's ending. And I feel like that's how they should be taking these fights. I feel like Charlie has to just be infested in somebody and just jump on the Gyro when the fight starts, because it just causes this panic. He's open wounds. He can't actually, he doesn't have anything to just push him away from it either, and then it allows Saberlight to get the setup for that RP. So I feel like that's kind of how they're going to have to, and it's going to be easier now that they do have these Blink daggers. Like Blink on Era, he's able to force the initiations.
Yeah.
All right, showing some signs of life.
Good moves there. One thing to take into account, though, that fight was taken with Ace having a lot of money just sort of in the ether. Yeah, you can see he had a recipe, stuff in his backpack. Now he's got the full MKB. So we saw them able to tackle the Gyro going straight into him with this sort of 5,000 gold off to the side. Now it's invested. He's got a full MKB. We'll see how things fare differently with the few power Ace stock. Gonna come in straight into this move that NiP are trying to make close to the tier 2 tower. Charlie, he's got to get out. He's going to jump into Supreme with the Infest. The missile heading over the way of the Void Spirit. Supreme turns with the Remnant, trying to pull him back, but Zibe's the only one to get caught. Supreme hit by the homing missile. Eric jumps in with a burst. Can they burst out this Gyro in time? Ace is dead. The Dissimulate kills him off. Charlie turns his attention over towards Misery. Misery comes out with the ult, but the skewer from Saberlight cancels it. Zibe's over towards Supreme, but they've got the control. The Remnant, the Vessel, is down onto Zibe. The Shockwave, they're bursting him low. Can they quite finish him? He yawls it up over to the side with the Timber Chain. Supreme, is he able to dodge it? No! The Chakram clips him. Zibe picks up a second, another chain over to the side. Now Zibe's got backup. Jesse and Pylight Eye in. Charlie goes for the raise, Sheepy out, and Saberlight's out in the trees. The rest make it away there. Zibe able to to hold on to some of that fight for 5 men, get a good bit of turnaround at the end as they just couldn't quite kill the Timber.
That was huge though. I actually thought that Supreme was going to die way fast. Light steps allows him to survive, and they pop Ace again. They're actually able to get him down. That's really surprising. Now they're going to have more enemies to
great job of
him.
focusing him.
Yeah, great job focusing him, and that's without the RP or without the chaotic offering too. So it's just surprising they're able to get these type of chases. I don't know where Chessie was the whole fight though. He showed up real late when they were diving pretty hard. I didn't see what ended up happening there because they were diving under tier 2 and he has bots, so didn't see where he was at the start of that one there.
We'll see immediately. Zibe back off to the top half of the map after all the defensive items. He's going to be investing in the Bloodstone next, just the Timber.
Yep. He's got this Lotus now, which is massive. The Eul's was nice to protect himself, but Lotus is, you know, your versus Fatal Bonds, Lifesteal at open wounds. You can use it on your teammates too. He can protect that gyro. This is going to change quite a bit here of them actually being able to focus fire those targets as easily. If he saves that for Ace, Ace is always able to disengage.
Whoa, error. He's got the setup on Chessie. Chessie's going to try and turn. Saberlight's in, and he's got the Euls to control him. Oh, that was not even close, unfortunately, for Saberlight, as he just dies. He just straight up dies. They're going to lose more. I mean, the Golem comes out onto the 3 of them. Ace starting to back up a little bit. They're focusing on the gyro. Can they kill him off? They can. They do get the kill onto Ace. Misery with a big charge cross from the side. Hits onto the 3 of them with the bash by and actually locks down Charlie long enough for them to burst him out. They're taking out the Lifestealer. Zibe cleans up another in the trees. Finds Misha. Supreme trying to run as Chessie, Misery, and Zibe attempt to chase him down, but Era's back into the blink. Chessie not quite enough to kill him with the combo, but the Golem finishes him off. One final slap from Misha's summon takes out the Lina. Zibe looking to Era. A little low mana here, Zibe, and Era will manage to toss him away. Seems if Zibe can chase further. They've got the charge coming in. Stop by Era with the avalanche.
Nice, and he gets the
runes.
runes.
Blink out. Yeah, Era's going to be able to control that. So again, another fight where we are seeing them get the core kills. NiP is able to take down the Gyro and Lina, even with the messy start to that. They didn't quite get the RP setup they wanted. You saw Saberlight there, he was trying to be fancy, trying to drag him around. And Supreme getting another bonus to finish it off. We're seeing this net worth lead that 5 men have getting shut down. That this Lifestealer is staying at the top. And the lead is getting lost with each of these fights that 5 men are taking now. NiP managing to get themselves back towards the top.
Yeah, Ace just they're throwing everything on him there. I mean, the open wounds is actually doing so much work because he's just getting stuck inside of that position of the fight. Oh, chip it. Oh.
So what they can do here, Saberlight. And he's got the drag back. Let's see if they can kill him. He's got the Lotus to remove the silence. Out with the chain. The toss back, and Zibe. Has he got anything else to save himself? Pops the hood. Remnant out. They'll pull him back, and they'll finish him off. Big kill onto Zibe now, as NiP show that they can kill the unkillable, even able to just dispatch the Timber Sword despite all the defensive measures that Zibe's built up.
Really starting to get the ball rolling for them. Aghanim's on Supreme. He's starting to feel a lot stronger too with this Nether Shawl, level 18. It's looking pretty decent right now. Still a bit behind. But they are versus a hero that's fragile, like a Lina, right? That core Lina, a lot of the times in these type of games, it starts to be scary because you just pop in a lot of these fights.
Oh, Saberlight. Straight away with the RP. I mean, you're definitely okay with that one. And Chessie steps forward, no hesitation from Saberlight that time round to lock him down. Chessie's out of the game for 70. NiP, they'll finish off this tier 2 tower mid by looks of it with the wave coming in and the pushing power that they have. I mean, these sort of deaths like that, losing your Lina straight up like that, it's really going to put NiP continuously in a better and better position. Charlie's just going to get bigger and scarier. Once he has like the BKB and the Abyssal, he's going to be able to jump in. This Lina, this Gyro, they're going to have a very tough time in these fights.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get away from him. Definitely going to be really important. He's always buffed up too. Yeah, this is looking pretty good for them here. 5 men, they have to find together a good 5v5 fight though, when it's not into RP and the Golem. Even though they haven't really synergized them very well, right now is a good moment. There's no RP, they only have to worry about Golem. They have lean up soon. Lacking some information, just the one ward. Chip it. Gets spotted.
He's just dead. By the looks of it, he can't get out of this. They're killing off the Timber. They just found the Gyro. Gyro needs backup right now, and he's going to get it. Ace is going to get the backup of Misery, coming in with the charge. Onto Saberlight. Supreme jumps across. Highlight Eye trying to help out with the tether. Charlie looking to kill the off the time they can. Highlight Eye's dead. Era's gone as well. Misery's cleaned up. It's a triple kill for Supreme. And I think 5 men, they've just sort of lost it this game. They had a lead. They had a sizable lead, but NiP, they're able to outplay them. They'll finish off the Roche for themselves. They're now taking the lead in a game where 5 men did build up a pretty big net worth advantage in the early game. That's now all gone. And now it really is NiP leading the way here in this game.
Yeah, they've got like just good control of the game now. I'm very surprised to say that after what looked like 5 men, especially with the way that they picked, like, with they itemized. They itemized to be able to like fight always and always show up to those situations, but I feel like they just kind of farmed a lot, especially like on Chessie. Sure, he's got these 5 deaths, but I feel like that bottom situation, he had to be there sooner. It feels like a lot of it is snowballing off the fact that they're not showing up to the fights. And NiP's just, they're the ones leading the charge now for the last like 12 minutes.
They really are. Straight away, another tier 2 tower to be taken. That sort of fight where 5 men are able to coordinate in a way where Ace can sort of sit there and shoot away with the flat cannon, it just hasn't happened. No. Too many things that are just getting on top of this Gyro, and we're seeing, you know, both Zibe and Chessie just dying off alone before a 5 versus 5 actually happens at this point. They've got to be a little more careful with the way that they play out on these cores.
Yeah, and I bet people are probably feeling like Timber saw a win lane, lose game, right? But it doesn't feel like it's so much on his back right now. I feel like the team isn't playing with him because he's 8-3-5. He's been frontlining, but where's the backup for him?
He needs some help. He's just been gone on by the full 5 man. Zibek tossed up, silenced as well, into another taunt. They've taken him out as he just dies outside of the base. 5 men unable to get out and help him. And now inside of the base, they go Saber. Oh, it's a brilliant RP. It's on to the 3 of them. The relocate was there in time to at least take out Ace, but it does still result in the death of both Chessie and Misery. You know, Saberlight, he was just having a rough start. He's really cleaned up his game towards what potentially is the closing towards the end of it. As the last few RPs have been spectacular, and just and even those sort of pickoffs, jumping in, getting the grab onto Zibe with the skewer, he's setting up for NiP to finish off these team fights very nicely.
Yeah, it really feels like NiP woke up at the like what 18, 19, 20-minute mark or something. They just something turned on, and on 5 men it swithed off because it did seem like they all started playing much more split up. Much more concerned about, you know, making these constant plays and constantly showing up to the fights, just kind of taking a step back.
Ace and Pi, they tried to push it out, but Pi, he's still not got relocate back up. It's unavailable for 10 more seconds. I don't think he's going to be able to get them out of it. Ace is trying to hide in the trees, but Pi's dead. Ace is gone as well. I mean, it absolutely just feels like a huge communication breakdown from within the ranks of 5 men this game, as NiP are just punishing them every single place on the map that they show themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, now they have such good control of this game. They can just do pretty much anything they want. Charlie is at no risk of dying at all. He's so high level. They always feel like they have their ults up now because they're the ones setting the pace of the game. So RP's going to be up in 40. They only had to use Chaotic Offering for like these solo kind of kills before. It's back up. Now your whole kind of plan for 5 men has crumbled. Because Chessie, I want to say Chessie was what, like 5-1 or 6-2 or something at the start of this game. He's died 4 or 5 times in a row without pretty much doing anything inside of the team fights.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, they just haven't really had a full 5-on-5 team fight. It's just Chessie's been dead or Zibe's been dead. In this case, as we saw, both the Pilot Io and the Charge has taken out the action, and now they're pushing in on bottom lane. Now it's got to be the time where 5 men show what they can do in a full team fight. If they don't have anything here, they're not going to have anything ever. And Supreme, he's straight in there. Quick moves from NiP. They're going to turn it over towards Chessie. They are deep now by the tier 4 towers. Saberlight skewers out to the side, but Charlie, he's just cleaning up. He's going to look over towards Ace and Pilot Eye. It's taking quite a bit of damage back in response. Remnant out, but Ace with the BKB will be able to step away. The Remnant grabs onto Misery. It's a triple kill for Charlie. He's looking over towards Zibe. He's able to take down the Timber, get the Ultra. They're looking over towards the Fountain now. They're heading in. Charlie trying to find that Rampage. He's on towards Ace. Saberlight's got the RP again onto the 3 of them. Rampage for Charlie. They're cleaning up big time here. This game, it's over. It's absolutely over here. 35-20, 19k lead. It's a die back from Misery. There's no way they're coming back into this. Charlie just taunting them in the base there as he heads in to die. As this game is done, NiP to take the victory.